first of all, I would say to President Macron that it's very inspiring that you've said that France should be a startup nation, that you're pushing this. That's very important. I think that one of the big things you could do is actually aggressively try to connect your startup ecosystem with the ones around it in Europe and with Israel, because the startup ecosystems that are more connected grow faster. So it's not just about growing our own in our countries, it's about connecting with other ones, and I'm sure that will be part of what you're trying to do. So startups come up organically. It's very hard to promote startups. You can try to at least reduce their burdens by reducing taxes and regulations. That's very important. But at the end of the day, they do it themselves. And that's happening already in France. And I'm sure it's going to keep growing because startups are growing in many countries and certainly in France. So the good news is it's happening and it's going to happen. Venture capital side, actually, I wouldn't worry about so much. The startups will find investment. The more there is, the better they are. They'll find investment. So the simple way to do this is to ask the startups, what are we doing that's making your life more difficult? And stop doing those things. It doesn't cost any money to remove obstacles. And usually you can do it, put a cap on it. Say it's for companies smaller than 500 people or 1,000 people. You make it for small companies, and therefore you don't have to change everything. You just make things easier for startups. That shouldn't be too hard to do. I think President Macron could do that. It's really hard to say. It's almost going by cities now, like New York, London, Beijing, Delhi. I mean, cities have sort of become the unit of innovation, though also at the country level, it's happening. And so any one of these cities are as big as all of Israel combined. So the tools are just getting more and more available, more free things. So it's getting easier, it's possible to say easier to innovate, but also more competitive. And again, that's why we need to look to our comparative advantage. What are we strongest at, and how do we double down on that? So I think France is one of the leaders in the second tier, where kind of London is in its own category, but France is definitely up there with the other top European startup ecosystems. And one big advantage that France has is a strong culture, because your culture is your strength. Your unique culture and history gives you strength that other countries don't. It doesn't have to be tech, a tech strength. It could be a cultural strength, because startups and innovation are built on a country's strengths.